Okay, guys, it's time to do our homework for tonight. I'm going to give you a minute to get your poetry and grammar notebook. Remember, you can always pause the viewing so you can get caught up. All right, get your poetry, grammar notebook. Hopefully you remember to bring it home. If you didn't, get a piece of notebook paper or white paper, whatever, and go to your grammar section. All right. I'm going to turn these lights off so you can see. Okay, on the top of this, your next clean page in your poetry notebook, you should have, let me get my other one because I have glued in the anchor charts. We're going to be doing that one. You should have some anchor charts. You should have your what is a complete sentence glued in there, quotations for dialogue, what is capital letters, etc. So go to the next clean page, and at the top I want you to write the title, Complex Sentences. Complex sentences. All right, first thing I want you to tell you is you have to have a dependent clause. And a dependent clause is simply a portion of a sentence, like a phrase. We can put the word phrase below that. A phrase that doesn't have a subject and a predicate, and it depends on part of the rest of the sentence. It cannot stand alone. It's a fragment. Okay, and then you'll have plus, a dependent clause plus, you'll have a comma after that dependent clause. So it's comma plus an independent clause. This is one that can stand alone. What these are complete sentences. This is a complete sentence. Has a subject and a predicate. Running out of room. Predicate. Let's see. Predicate. All right, so a subject and a predicate. All right, let's look at the first type just to give you some examples. So that's just the basics, a dependent clause plus an independent clause. This is a phrase, and this is a complete sentence. All right, the first type I want to give you, there are about 4 types that we're going to talk about. It's a when, comma, plus a happening. And this happening on this side must be a complete sentence. So I'm going to change complete sentence. Has to be a complete sentence. That happening does. Okay, the when plus the happening, when, comma, plus a happening, and it must be a complete sentence. All right, here's an example. Last night, comma, we ate ice cream. Exclamation point. So last night, comma, we ate ice cream. There's an example of when plus a happening. All right, the next type is a where, comma, plus a happening. Okay, I had to pause that for a second. So you have a where, comma, plus a happening. All right, make sure you remember your comma, and that this must be a complete sentence on this side. All right, and here's our example. In the backyard, comma, I like to plant flowers. Period. Now you may not need to turn your page, but I'm going to turn mine and go to the next page for the next one. All right, the next one is a feeling, comma, plus a happening. And remember, once again, the comma, and this needs to be a complete sentence. Don't forget, you can pause this if you need to. I'm having to go fast because of the time I'm allowed to record. All right, feeling plus a happening. So filled with pride. Feeling is a filled with pride. I'm proud. Filled with pride, comma. I made the last 3 strides to the finish. All right, so filled with pride, that's a feeling. And then our last one we're going to do today is under what condition? Comma plus happening. Don't forget, you need your comma. This is a complete sentence again. And this one is kind of fun. So example is like covered in mud, comma. I rode my bike into the driveway. All right, we'll be working on those tomorrow in a little bit more detail, but now you have your anchor chart. Hope you have a good night.